Whether you're looking for good wine, escargot, or a little bit of charcuterie, Paris obviously has you covered. This is gonna be our Frenchy French restaurants because everybody's been asking me to do French restaurants forever. Paris in my pocket, Frenchy French restaurants. Let's go boozing. I mean, eating cheese. If you're looking for the classic French bistros and on a budget, Bouillon is probably one of the best go-tos. There are a number of restaurants named Bouillon, but when we're talking about Bouillon, we're talking about the one here in République or up at Pigalle. They're really fun experiences, and we're in luck because today there is no line. Of course, you can take it to go if you want to get a little picnic, go sit in the park over at the square, the République Square. But otherwise, French classics on a budget, really tasty, huge space. You can bring a very large group here, and as long as there's not a line, there really aren't any drawbacks. Also, for those of you that happen to live abroad and miss larger quantities of Coca-Cola, this is the place to get it. They will serve it to you in a very large bottle. And then of course you can do wine and cheap beer if you'd like as well. Let's go inside and eat. So we ordered a couple of classics. Escargot I haven't had yet in this video and figured we should do that for sure, which is delicious because usually comes with the garlic butter that is the real reason that you eat escargot. Tend to be a little bit chewy. You should definitely try it at least once. They're good, not my go-to. And then we got the bone marrow for Sam, which is something that I never thought I would like when I heard the words bone marrow, but then I tried it and it's pretty much like spreading a fatty butter over your bread. Delicious. Make sure you sprinkle a little bit of salt on the top. One of the other things that I would say about French, not just French food, but food in general in Paris is that, in my opinion, and this might be true for a lot of Americans especially, I'm not sure, but it just usually is lacking a pinch of salt. If you add a pinch of salt to almost any dish that you're gonna have while you're here, it will help it fulfill its full potential. This is my opinion. The food is really good, and you'll feel like it's missing something, try a little bit of salt. And then theoretically, we're getting deviled eggs with truffle. Theoretically. I don't think he likes this very much because we asked if he could order in 2 goes. So when you sit down, make sure you get your entire order ready before he takes it because they do have a lot of people to serve. There's a lot going on here. Then for lunch, we're gonna order, we kind of thought we'd go with the stewy, soupy side of things. So I'm getting a French onion soup, classic. And you're getting basically a bourguignon, but it's, what is it called? The carbonade. So the carbonade de boeuf, which is similar to a bourguignon. It's a beef stew that'll come with fries on the side. Now you may be realizing that there's a trend here with these restaurants. I am a huge fan of the deviled eggs. I think this is probably the second favorite deviled eggs on the list because you can get a truffle version. It smells so good. If you like truffles, if you don't like truffles, you can get the version without as well, but muy bien. These are actually not that rubbery, which is nice. I don't know if I've ever had their French onion soup, or their French onion soup, their onion soup. We're in France. This is an easy classic. It's not the best I've ever had, but it's still really good. Sunday is an app that you're gonna see when you flash your little QR code on the table. This is popping up more and more in Paris, and it's really handy because you can flash that and then pay the bill. It's where the menu is, it's where the bill pay goes as well, which feels a little bit, as Sam was saying, too advanced for Paris, but it's here now. And vamos. The Mary Celeste is one of my favorite natural wine bars, and one of the wine bars that Jess wrote about in the wine guide. And they happen to serve a wonderful lunch combo that you can jump in and grab, which you're going to discover one of the things I'm most obsessed about in all of French culinary delights when we go in here. It's also a really great spot for the evenings. If you want to come pop open a bottle of pet nat, as it were. There's a lot of terms that Jess likes to throw around that you should definitely check out. This is a good spot to do it. You might want to reserve a table in advance because it gets pretty packed, especially in the evenings. But swing by for lunch if you want to grab something that's a little bit on the cheaper side and very accessible and a wonderful take on French cuisine. Nice. Ooh, yeah, that's gonna cut the edge right off the hangover. Yeah. Perfect. I'm not hungover every time I'm making one of these videos, just occasionally. We got the deviled eggs and the svelte risotto. The deviled eggs here are, or œuf mayo, as you're gonna discover in many of the French restaurants that you eat while you're here. Generally a really nice treat, especially if you like mayonnaise. Even if you don't like mayonnaise, you might like it more than you think when you get to this. But this comes with like a popped rice on top, which is phenomenal. It adds a little bit of crispy crunch to it that you don't find, I don't think, in any other deviled egg that I've ever had in Paris. And then of course with the pickled onions and whatever else is going on here. I'm obsessed with these eggs. When Jess asked if we could go have lunch here, this is all I've been thinking about the whole time. Why did we get risotto? For you, so you could see it. We should have just gotten these. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Pesto. Ooh, a pesto svelte risotto. Hello. Oh yeah, the pesto makes it. Unfortunately, the oeuf situation was not available, so we both got the same thing, which is an omelette de boeuf. It's a really nice cut of meat. We have some roasted carrots that go with it, and it's on a carrot puree. Just looks phenomenal. This whole thing looks amazing. Oh wow. This alone is 14 euros. With the entree that we had, it's gonna be 18 if we get dessert. We would say a lunch menu in French, which it's a lunch combo, at least in American English. Entree, plat, and dessert. Also, just so you know, entree in French is not the main. Plat is the main. Entree is the entree, the beginning. So we got a morbier cheese, which we're gonna eat with a little bit of bread, and it looks like maybe some apple puree on the side, and the chocolate fondant, which is a melted chocolate deliciousness with, it looks like, also some sort of citrusy fruit on the outside. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, wow. Wow, that smells so good. It smells like and tastes like brownie batter, basically. We decided to go for dessert because why not? Life's short, it's 3 more euros. Might as well die happy. Thanks to today's Patron producer as well, Monique Cranes, for sending us out and keeping us in the drinks. Appreciate that, and all my patrons making this possible. Billili. I did not expect to come to this location until Thomas brought us here. Billili it's a fun French restaurant with a lot of natural wine. Yeah. We had a whole spread, which I actually felt relatively ignorant about. There were elements of it that I knew and others that I didn't.
It's rustic, simple, great ingredients, and it's just good food. And that to me is, in any kitchen, wherever you are in the world.
I really liked what you said inside actually about that it's not pretentious. They weren't trying too hard. The wine was really good, everything was really, really good. And yeah, I think that's a really good way of putting it. Simple and nice.
You don't need a lot
recommended.
to have an amazing experience, right? You need good flavors and good service. Oh wow! I don't know if this makes me sound very uneducated, but this feels much closer to a kombucha, in my opinion. It is. No, because there is fermentation in it. And I love it. It makes it very fruity and fresh. Yes, sir. You also have to take that out of it.
Strawberry shortcake, basically, but better. Worth the wait. Highly recommended. If you're in the 9th, if you're anywhere near Pigalle, or like you're gonna take a nice little stroll down from Montmartre, Billili, worth it. Thanks for bringing us. In the shadow of Montmartre, you'll find 1745 or 1745 Pigalle. It's just a few blocks down from Pigalle, where you'd find Bouillon, the Bouillon Pigalle we were talking about earlier. The idea is that it's a planche, charcuterie and cheese, but you make it yourself. And they've got really nice, high quality ingredients. This is really hard to choose. Like the different cheeses and charcuteries that they have in here, like blow my mind as far as some of my favorites. They've got a Comté de 16 mois, so that's a 16th-month-old Comté. They also have one of my favorite things in the world, which is a truffle Gouda. Dear Lord, I love it so much. You go through, you check off what you want, they build the planche for you, and they bring it to you. It's that simple. It's not very complicated as a concept, but because you're picking them off and you're kind of putting it together yourself, 4 euros for this cheese, 3 euros for this cheese. It adds up to a nice affordable meal of like higher quality ingredients that might be a little bit more expensive to get in a larger quantity somewhere else. I'm hungry. I have a Pinot Noir, you have a Pinot Noir, he's gonna get a Belgian beer.
Yes, definitely.
And this guy is having water and no pencils. Camera credit.
All right, so here are my thoughts. Great spot. I like the Pinot Noir that I drank. These ingredients are very much, I guess I'm not leaving just yet. And very much the case that these are high quality ingredients. I quite liked them. Whatever the cheese with the truffle was delicious. Pretty much everything was fantastic. All right, back to my Pinot Noir.
We're on Rue Saint-Denis, one of the oldest streets in Paris, originally paved by the Romans and then added onto over time, but it was built in the 1st century and it's been here ever since, traditionally leading us towards Saint-Denis, the famous saint whose head was cut off, and he picked the head up, walked with it, and where he dropped dead is where you can find his church today, along with all the kings of France, but that's not what we're here for today. What we're here for today is a nice little French bistro by the name of Brasserie Dubillot. It's not dubious in the least. It's really good. They do have a very dubious collection of water pitchers that you're gonna see. Hopefully you get the cat. It's definitely my favorite. Classic French eats, but with a modern twist. Very nice service, lovely interior, lots of light. If you're looking for something a little more Instagrammable along with your steak frite, this is probably the place to go. And it's way bigger on the inside than you're guessing from the outside. So let's go take a look. Let's go eat some food. That'd be great. I'm not drinking today, but they have clearly a very wide selection of wine, and it looks like a lot of natural wines as well. So if you're into the natural wine scene, or you like to drink male tears, there are a lot of opportunities for you here. On the starter side, both Lindsay and I have gone for French onion soup because we've been craving it. I saw it on the menu when she sent it to me, and I was like, I have to get that. Œuf mayo is deviled egg with a lot of mayonnaise on it. It's delicious. It's going to be really, really good. French bistros are going to end up having a lot of the same stuff along the line, so we'll mix it up as we go. But I've been craving a French onion soup for a while, so I'm going to dive right into this. Oh, that's really good. Like toasted bread and cheese melted on top of an onion soup. It's classic, and it's reconverted me to French bistro food. This looks really good. We did have to wait a little bit longer, but they offered us coffee at the end, which is pretty rare. You don't usually get a freebie in a French restaurant if they screw up, and it's a nice touch. This place seems pretty classy. I got an omp with a steak frite here, which we'll see how that is. It looks very tasty, fries. Yeah, I got the club sandwich, which looks amazing, and the guys next to us had that as well. Raved about it, kind of jealous, but that's all right. Give him the best experience. And then she got the veggie option. Lindsay, what'd you get? It was the veggie gnocchi, butternut squash, bouche de la reine.
Bouche de la reine, which is not at all what we thought, but it's fine. So it's like pastry dough, mushrooms on the inside, and little squash squares, which is what they called gnocchi, but they were really just saying it's like a gnocchi, except it's not like a gnocchi. It's okay. It's okay.
Other fun facts. Well, Saint Denis also ran through the old heart of Paris, which is Les Halles, where all the markets were in the past. And it's still famous for its prostitution. That's one of the things that everybody's going to be screaming at their TV if they know anything about this, and I forgot to say it. So there you go. You can still see them working the streets today. Spend your vacation how you want. Just up Canal Saint-Martin. Actually, probably my favorite part of the entire canal is Le Verre Volé. Le Verre Volé is a little French bistro with and wine bar that I've been to before, but it's been a long time. And just suggested we do it for the formule today. Unfortunately, they don't have a formule anymore. They don't have a menu or a combo meal anymore. That's okay. But the entrees were about the same price or not too far from the plat. So we just decided, hey, we're just gonna get a main today, or a plat. I got the pan-fried pork, the Prince de Paris, which comes with a nice meat gravy and then a side of like cabbage salad. And then Jess got the porchetta, or the porchetta as he was calling it, which comes on a bed of a variety of different, it looks like, what are those called? Pearl, like a couscous pasta, and then a side of, is that feta? What is that? Oh, it's tahini, that's right, it's a tahini. That looked really, really good. It looks amazing. And some tomatoes, and then some pomegranate seeds. Honestly, that looks phenomenal. It was what he suggested that she get. I'm kind of jealous, I'm not gonna lie, but that's all right. We're both gonna have a really good meal. Oh wow. The gravy has a sweetness to it I did not expect. I'm not envious anymore. This is really good. And a reminder, one of the tips if you come to a restaurant like this, the way Jess ordered the wine, he suggested a red. She said, yeah, I'd like a lighter red wine. And that's how you can go. And they'll give you a taste to make sure you like it and go from there. So whether you want it sweeter or drier, lighter, stronger, they'll figure it out for you and pick a good one. Cheers. I'm on antibiotics, so I'm going with the citronade. It's like lemonade, but not like lemonade that you're thinking of. It's more like a bitter Sprite with lemony flavoring.
Sounds like something I would give to a bit of Sprite.
This has been Paris in My Pocket's guide to Frenchy French restaurants. I hope you enjoyed it. You put together your own charcuterie board, or you go to someplace like Bouillon and have some escargot. It's going to be well worth it. Enjoy Paris. Enjoy more than French restaurants, I would say. Personally, I like to hit them every once in a while, and then I like to hit, literally everything else. There's a lot to eat here, but in the meantime, it's warm here. It's summer. Bottoms up. It's not my drink. I'm not going to drink this.